The St. George Illawarra Dragons. For 2023, we're going to be looking at their preview. You know what? There was a lot to be excited about last year. Ben Hunt nearly won the Dally M, but there's a lot to be worried about in 2023. Longy, what do you reckon?
Yeah, look, I'm looking at the signings right now. I've got Murdoch, Masilla, Little, Musgrove. There's not too much to be excited about there. If I'm a Dragons fan, what I'm looking at is the youth growing and the increasing talent. Some of these guys who maybe haven't done it before and are stepping up. So like a Moses Suli last year, sensational. I did not expect that signing to be anything, and he blew me away. Yeah,
he almost paid back the money that he was bought for as well. You know, a lot of people were talking a lot of stuff about his contract salary, and you know, it was such a big talking point heading into last year. Him and Zach Lomax are a really good 1-2 punch on either side. You know, Zach Lomax for a couple of years now has sort of been growing as a player, and Suli, I thought he was good when he was at Manly as well, and he came into the Dragons side and really owned that left centre spot. And you know, Ben Hunt last year probably had the best year of his career since 2015. So they showed a lot of promise. They just missed the 8 again. It seems to be a common theme for the Dragons to either just get into the 8 or just miss the 8 over the past, I reckon, 10 years or so. Maybe since they won the comp in 2010. But I think this year they have a lot to be concerned about in the way of signings. They didn't really do that much. They lost a couple of key players, and I think we're going to talk about that in a second. But I think the big one for me is Ravalawa Amone with his little discretion there, and it sucks to watch a really talented player kind of squander his opportunity a little bit, and it's sad, but I think they've got a couple of good replacements for him.
Yeah, how do you see that going? Because I've heard little whispers that Moses Mbai could be depressingly dropped into the 6th spot.
Jeez, Moses. We like Moses Mbai. He's been a bit of a Mr. Fix-It at times. You know, we'll throw him into hooker, we'll throw him into fullback, we'll throw him into 6. I don't know how that goes for them, but maybe he could play that level-headed experience role where we saw Matt Moylan do it for the Sharks last year. He came off the back of a lot of injuries, couldn't find consistency. Everyone was doubting him, and he really turned up for the Sharks last year, played a really important role, and earned a new contract on the back of it. So
how do you see their spine looking then? Like, give me a 1, 6, 7, 9.
Oh, I think I think you've got to put Cody Ramsey there just based on what he did last year. It's just a simple case of he wanted it more than everyone, and he came in live wire. We always thought he was a bit of a winger, but he turned into this pretty comparable player at fullback, and really shoved Tyrell Sloan out of the team. That kind of ended the Tyrell Sloan debate as well. Yeah. So I'd go Cody Ramsey at 1, Ben Hunt's a lock at 7, 6. Without Ravalawa Amone, you've got to look at a guy like Jaden Sullivan, and number 9 is also open for debate as well because McCullough retired. So I don't know who's going to be slotting into that number 9 role.
And that's a pretty young spine, but then you look at the rest of the team and it's a pretty old forward pack. It's not a particularly explosive forward pack. You lose Tarek Sims. You lose guys like Ford. Maguire, I guess, is older, so that helps with the age thing. But I don't love the pack.
No, it's a bit of a ragtag bunch of players, isn't it? I'm starting to call it the old St. George Illawarra retirement village at this point, because it seems like everyone who goes there retires a year into their contract. We've seen it with, since James Graham went there. So James Graham went there, he retired. Now George Burgess has gone there, he's retired. Maguire's towards the end of his career. They just keep signing blokes towards the end of their career. I think Ben Murdoch-Masilla, his best years are behind him as well. It's just a simple case of, I don't know how they go out and find young talent, but they need to get better at doing it. They've been okay at developing their own young talent. Cody Ramsey, Tyrell Sloan, Ravalawa Amone. They picked up these guys young, but some of them haven't worked out. Some of them aren't really playing to the best of their ability. It beggars belief sometimes, because you look at this, strong NRL club that has had a lot of good history, been in a lot of finals, and they just can't seem to get it going, especially in the last 5 to 10 years.
Yeah. I mean, that leads into the key question. For me, it's can they take the leap? And it's not about the team. It's about a series of individual players. So you've got a lot of young players who have been on the precipice of being consistent first graders. And you've got a guy like Zach Lomax, who I love and take in Supercoach drafts most seasons just for the upside. But he's never taken that leap from exciting centre who can win you a game to consistently genuine top 5 centre in the comp. Just the ups and downs are too much. And I'm not even criticising for the downs because the way he plays, there's going to be down weeks. But a bit of consistency on the inputs he's putting in, a bit of consistency on what he's producing for them would be good. Because then they could maybe play to a style where they're playing to their edges. You go Suli, you go Lomax, you got young, explosive, I guess, guys in the spine, and Ben Hunt, who's explosive as well. And you play maybe that attacking style that we're talking about for Brisbane. I don't know, that's my question for them. Where do you see the Dragons finishing this year?
I know I've been generally pretty down on the Dragons, but I just don't see the roster, star talent there at this point in time. Yes, Ben Hunt is a very good player, and I actually think if he hadn't played last year, they would have gone close to getting the spoon. So can he reproduce that this year and maybe get him out of that, 11, 12 purgatory and into the top 8? I don't think so. I think they're going to be ending up in the bottom 5 and potentially looking at a wooden spoon. And I wouldn't be surprised to see Anthony Griffin go this year.
Are you saying the spoon?
Yep.
See, I don't have them winning the spoon, but just the Amone loss and Sullivan not playing 9 has me so much. I was excited for that.
Yep.
Now I'm not as excited. Not the best predictions, but look, let us know in the comments if you agree or if you disagree, if you think the Dragons are actually going to step it up, and we'll see you on the next preview.